Happy 3rd of July. Good afternoon to all my YouTube family, friends, and all the folks who have been very kind to me over the past few days. I want to thank you for following me, and I was encouraged as I got to read some of, there's so many comments. Actually, after I did this Walkaway video, um, there were so many comments by so many people, and several people encouraged me to do more videos. And so, in a sense, I feel a little empowered to do so. So today, this video is going to be a call to action, or if not a call to action, I want to say it's a message for my progressives, my progressive friends on the other side of the aisle. Now, I think in some ways, if we stay away from the labels, conservatives and progressives have something in common. You may agree or disagree with that. But I would like to say, in a sense, that both of them are kind of anti-establishment. We do know during this election cycle that there were Republicans, also these so-called conservatives that were against Trump. And the same thing was going on the other side of the aisle. There were progressives, the progressive wing of the Democratic Party were against Hillary Clinton. They did not like her. They did not like her policy positions and where she stood on the issues. So just really, I think what's really important for us to move forward collectively as a group of voters who are not looking at race, religion, sexual orientation. If we stay away from the identity politics, that's a way to start as far as moving forward. And so my message to progressives is this. I know lots of you, like me, were extremely disenchanted with everything that happened in the 2016 primaries, with the way that Bernie was shunned, with the way that he was, they lied about him, they manipulated stories, they did hit pieces there was a whole disinformation, misinformation campaign. They did a fake account, a fake social media account, so they control Bernie people online. So there were so many things going on internally that frustrated us. I know a lot of the progressive voices that came from that time who are still active, who still make their videos, who still engage people on social media. But at the same time, too, I don't hear these progressive voices speaking out enough. They were very frustrated with everything that happened, the same way that I was with everything that happened with Bernie. But I don't hear them speaking out about, the corruption that went on with intelligence agencies and certain folks trying to target Donald Trump's campaign. I don't care that you don't like him. I don't care that there's character traits that you don't agree with, that you disagree with. It seems more of an image that you despise, or Trump symbolizes something that you just don't like. But we have to grow up. That's just not enough. There's just too many issues that are important for everyday working, everyday American people. And we can't just focus on a character. And that's how we continue to stay misinformed, or we're not keeping our eye on the ball, or what's really important. So I don't understand how, there's a lot of excitement around Ocasio-Cortez. I hope I'm saying her name right. This is the young lady who has herself as a democratic socialist. She just won and beat Crowley in the Bronx in New York. And so everyone's rallying around her like this is the hope of the Democratic Party. Let's not forget, she's a so-called democratic socialist, and that has its issues. I'm not even going to get into that and all the layers of that. But again, it's the way that Bernie did. It's using the Democratic platform to engage people and get people to support you. So you're using the Democratic platform, which is a very, very corrupt platform at this point in time. And so as a person who doesn't support corruption, and I would think that you guys don't as well, why even use them as a pedestal? Because there's so much bad blood that comes with that party. I don't understand how any of you guys could want to move forward with it or support and champion someone who's calling themselves part of that. Now, I can tell you, and I probably won't go into it, but it'll be in a separate video, that I actually attended some meetings in New York with that Democratic Socialist group. So I am familiar with them as well. So I'm not going to get into that, maybe in another video. But just off face value, this person is calling themselves a Democratic Socialist. So she's, again, using the system like Bernie did. But when it's time to fall in line and to do the bidding for establishment Democratic Party, I don't see any way for her to not move in line with that party. I don't see any way for her to still continue to push and advocate for, some policy positions that some may find popular and lots of other people may not. But it's going to be a struggle. She's going to have to try to work within that party's, their platform and what they stand for, which I don't even know what they stand for these days. And that's unfortunate. And because you can't reconcile what happened in 2016. In fact, it has not been reconciled as of yet because no one's being held accountable. And in a way, progressives, you are not holding the Democratic Party accountable. You're complaining about them. You're griping about them online. You're anti this, you're anti that. But you're waiting for someone to run that it seems like that complements your value system, and then, I'm going to go support them. No, I would say the way to go is if Bernie really was interested in moving forward, he should have ran as an independent. Okay, there is a bigger voting block in the independent area than there are on Democrat sides or Republican sides. There are more independents in this country. That is the bottom line. And so Bernie was really, really interested, or independents are really interested, then hopefully that is something that they're going to go push forward for themselves. But please, please, please stay out the Democratic Party. Stop using them to run and then wonder why. They've already rigged 2016. They've shown you their true colors. They've shown you who they are. Hell, they had their lawyers sit there and say that they get to pick their candidates in the back door. They could care less about who runs. They don't care about your passion or anything. So, I just don't get it. And so for the progressives that are out there who just can't fathom supporting Trump, what has Trump done? Let's focus on his policies. Okay, and if it comes down to the hot topic of immigration, yes, okay, how about immigration? I'm an American. If I get arrested, I'm going to be removed from my family. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to spend some time there. And if there's no one else, if there's no family member, there's nobody for me to notify, or nobody else who can come and take my children, then my children are going to be without a parent because the parent broke the law. And now I'm going to jail for it. What is so crazy about people? It's, people aren't being ripped away from their families, but if you do break the law, okay, there's consequences. In life, there's consequences. You're going to be held accountable, and you have to understand that. So I don't get what the craziness is about, immigration right now. For a party that claims to be that they're so for, I'm just going to call us oppressed people, minorities and LGBT and women. We're just also oppressed. They sure know how to dispatch us when it's time. I, it bothers me, and I really hope progressives really start to look at policies. And if you want to hold Trump accountable, hold him accountable for his policy positions. I mean, hell, lots of the positions that he's taken, that he's ran on, he's actually in office accomplishing right now. He's actually succeeding. He's actually doing what he said he was going to do. And I encourage you to get more educated on his policy issues, on where he stands on policy. And that's it. I walked away. I encourage you guys to walk away. I don't see why is there any reason to hold on to anything. There's nothing left. It's a shell of a party. I was disgusted with the way that Bernie Sanders claimed that he was going to basically draw a red line at the Democratic convention. And that's why people were riding with him like, hell yeah, they were behind him. But then when he turned around and supported Hillary Clinton, and then he ran around telling people to support her and everything that we despise, that was disgusting to me. It was disgusting. And if it comes down to the populists who turned out to be the tougher, the more real populists, it was Trump. Whether you see him that way or not, he was. To me, he was a populist for the right, and Bernie was a populist for the left. And Trump won. And that's it. And we accept it. You make peace with it. Let's not want to change the system. Let's figure out how we can win and play in the system. There's nothing wrong with the way the system is. You got to figure out how to win. And when you win, if you have a winning message, if people follow you, then so be it. Then that's how you win. Otherwise, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, I don't want to hear anything more about Trump. He's really, really not that bad. And I don't know how the rest of the world sees it. I know what corporate media is telling me all the time, what to care about, what to feel outraged about, what to be angry about. I didn't understand all the frustration and the anger after Trump won, the fake protests. It's like, where were you people back when all these things that were going on during the primaries? It's very fake. It's fake. I never bought into it. I think I believe I had written a blog just really ripping into people who like all of a sudden were outraged. I didn't get it. Doesn't make sense. And you reap what you sow. Okay? You had to know that there was going to be consequences. Okay? As far as the DNC goes. So, kudos to Ocasio-Cortez. Good luck. But as far as I see it, like Jared Beck has been kind of calling her out as well on Facebook, not Facebook, excuse me, Twitter actually. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. No one's talking about the corruption. No one's talking about the fraud. No one's interested in going there. But for progressives, I'm just saying, instead of sitting here with all this bottled up anger and this frustration and there's nowhere to channel it, I mean, just let it go. Walk away. That's it. And, whether that be you want to be an independent, that's fine. I'm unaffiliated at this point. But I am, come 2020, I will be supporting Donald J. Trump unapologetically. So, that's a message from Shala. I'm going to sign off. This is all in conjunction with Walkaway, but this is my message to progressives. Listen, you still have a good heart. I know you do. We were attacked viciously during the primaries, primarily from Democratic voters, not Trump supporters. I know the experience that I had was not being trolled or labeled by Trump supporters. It all came from the DNC. And I don't know if that was the same issue for you, but I believe in general it was. So progressives, I don't even know what it means to be a progressive anymore. I don't even know what it means to be a progressive these days. But good luck. There's still hope. I hope you're still optimistic about the future. But I don't see how you can be against someone who's putting your country first. There's nothing wrong with that. And as far as when it comes down to my black progressives, I didn't see the government shutting down for black people, but they want to shut the government down for illegal people. That's not fair. That's not right. And for my brown folks, we need an economic agenda. There needs to be an agenda that pertains to us and our needs. And I'm not trying to get into identity politics, but at the end of the day, it's about the individual. What about our needs? What about economic needs? What about economic justice? I think that's far, far better and far, far more progressive than social justice. Okay, so with that said, I love you all. My people, have a fantastic, fabulous, wonderful 4th of July. And till the next time, signing off.